Here's another helicopter buzzing my home. I just had N510 EV fly over my home Friday morning, September 27, 2012, about 10 minutes ago. He would have been here about 8:50 a.m. And he flew really low altitude, about 100 feet, and I was out in the yard. And how they're doing this is they're getting me from this viewpoint out here where I'm pointing behind this tree. And that's where the sheriff's lookout is. So we're being harassed today again. Now I was out in the yard earlier in this N510 EV. This is the airplane that I have in the video that's been filmed earlier. In the DVD, it's been filmed earlier last week. And then the same one that came over tried to mow me down back in March and gave me a heart attack and a stroke. He was back here again this morning, flying over our home about a half a dozen times at low altitude, 100 feet, buzzed the house and took off. It's against the law to fly under 400 feet, and he was around 100 feet off the ground. And you're not going to stop him. That's the bottom line. These people involved with organized crime. So just letting you know. Here we go again. The helicopter that flew over my home a few minutes ago, September 27, 2012, around 9:15 a.m., he went straight to the Joint Task Force. So they're the ones who are committing all these crimes. They're involved with the burglaries and robberies in Cathedral City, California. And they're involved with many other crimes, and they're doing this because county boards of supervisors have retaliated against me for taking their money away. So they're all going to jail. I want them all in prison. We have a long road ahead of us. Okay, here we go. More dust. Tons of dust. Look at all this goddamn dust. There's other activity out here. Sounds like an airplane. It's some guy with an uncorked muffler. Yeah, it actually is. It is an airplane. Here we go. Asshole. Driving slow. They're driving slow because they know I'm recording them. Bunch of assholes. You keep driving slow. You won't even drive here until the goddamn road's paved. Neil Derry, embezzler. We're sick of your shit. You want to murder and kill people and take advantage of them. Here we go, more dust this morning. Look at all that dust. They expect us to live with that. See all that dust? These are in violation of California EPA rules. This is air pollution. Look at that guy go. Look at all that dust. Street he's coming out on is Cielito. Again, dust, dust, and more dust. He thinks by going, this driver thinks by going a block away from my home that I won't see any of this, and he creates all of this dust. Look at all that dust. You expect us to live with this? I think it's just great evidence. Look at all the area, the dust this guy's created. That's a lot of dust. Look at all that dust. Again, we're supposed to tolerate all this. It's hard to walk. Every single day we have to put up with this. 50 times a day minimum. Basically a dust maker wherever he goes. There we go. Thank you for all the dust. They all gotta slow down for the bend in the road. Thanks for all the dust, dumbass. Look at all that dust. Where the hell is he? Here we go. There we go. We're being harassed. Today's what, September 27th? 28th, Friday. It's about 12 noon. That's the Joint Task Force. They've been here over all day long harassing our neighbors. They have to do this because the Board of Supervisors are paying them for corruption. They know they're filing Chapter 9 bankruptcy because I'm suing them. He's above the legal limit. I'd say he's about 700 feet right now. But we're going to charge him under RICO laws, which is racketeering, influence, corrupt organization. How we get him there, as long as they can keep doing a pattern of harassment. Well, I'm getting a really good shot right now. That's the Joint Task Force. Right now, up in San Francisco, they just arrested all the members of the Joint Task Force. What they were doing was they were planting drugs on people. And they were then going back saying, if you want to get off the hook, you have to give up your mortgages to your homes or assets or $50,000 to buy them off. They caught two guys running at the truck, top drug cop in Contra Costa County. They were on NPR radio this weekend. And they said they got life sentences for doing this shit. And these guys here are going to get life sentences. What this is the Joint Task Force. And they're Riverside and San Bernardino counties, cities, and they're mad at me because what I'm doing now is, you know, I just cut all their pensions, right, and did realignment.
Well, you mentioned that.
Yeah, now, right now, as we're talking, I'm recording all this in this camcorder. The other thing I need to tell you is that what we've done is, I'm still recording him. The other thing that we did with these guys, why they're mad, is I now have written legislation that they'll have to go through polygraphs now, and that's why they're mad, harassing us. Okay, he's coming back, second pass. This is the Joint Task Force of Riverside and San Bernardino County. He knows that I'm going to all my neighbors because I've been talking to him this morning. Collectively, we're going to bring together what's called a class action lawsuit. And we've already been to the lawyers and they're already ready to file the case. And this guy's going to keep circling around. Now, they came over my home this morning in a different airplane, and the guy almost ran me down. And it was the same guy that ran me down on the road back in March where I suffered the heart attack. I videotaped him last week, but this morning when I went out to videotape him, I couldn't get him in time. So here we are, we're being harassed, and all I can tell you is, okay, so here's the deal, why they're doing this today, why you're gonna see all... Okay, what I'm doing is I'm recording, this is Saturday morning, the 29th, September 2012, about 9:30 a.m. The house got buzzed by an aircraft. It sounded real close, like maybe 25 feet from the top of the house. Came by at around 100 miles an hour. I heard the sound, I was standing in the kitchen, and I heard the noise first, and then I saw the shadow. So if that's the case, it means I wrote all this down. The plane is traveling eastbound towards 29 Palms. I've walked outside now a few minutes later. It's roughly maybe about 10:30. And what I'm now getting here is recording, or I'm recording a jet trail, which means the military's been here now. And this jet trail, from looking at it, that's right about over Yucca Valley Pioneer Town. And following it very slowly, it's going through right over the Morongo Basin. There's the sun beaming. And then I'm taking it in on the video, and it appears it stops right over 29 Palms or Joshua Tree. Probably Joshua Tree, looking at it right here at the footage. So here we go. Again. And this is what this guy does. He does hit and runs. You only have, in my case, I had about 2 seconds. I heard him, 1, 2, 3, and he was gone. So 2 or 3 seconds, and that's typical. He has a small craft, you can't hear him. It's very silent until you get real close to him, and when he's coming by, you hear him, he's at full throttle, and you only have a few seconds. The other day when I caught him off guard, this would have been last week, I already had the video camera rolling, so when he rolled over the roof, you saw me got him. I got him and captured him, and he's been now recorded and saved on the hard drive. Okay, I'm ending the recording. I've called 911. I'm waiting for a deputy to come out. He's not here. A half hour later. I called 911 yesterday morning when I got buzzed again, attacked again. I didn't have the camera rolling at the time because I was out doing yard work. This guy did, and the airplane's name is N510EV is its tail number. N is in Norman, 510EV for experimental vehicle. And yesterday morning I was doing yard work, so I couldn't catch him in time. But I did get video footage of other airplanes coming in and harassing us, the neighborhood as well. And I called 911, and the sheriff never came out. That's typical out here, what we see. And instead of getting help, they came out and harassed us more. So this is the shit we have to put up with as taxpayers. We're being embezzled, and our lives threatened for just being citizens. And that's why I want to see justice served. I want these people, my preference is to all the people involved with this, I want them to, they're all looking at life sentences. That's the end result, what we want here. Thank you so much. Well, this guy's really hard to get. Alright, I got a lock on him now. Here he is. Here's the asshole that flies over my house half a dozen times a day. And it's Saturday around 12 noon. Don't really know the time. I'm just out here watering. We have to put up with this fucking harassment every single goddamn day. This is a great camera. And when I move, it loses focus and automatically readjusts. This has been very difficult to get this airplane. Finally I'm standing in the shade. I got a good fix on him. He takes off from the Joshua Tree Airport, and the reason is I heard him about 4 or 5 minutes before I turned this camera on. Okay, you see when I move, that's how I lose him now. Oh, I'm legal. I'm 1,000 feet up, blah, blah, blah. The point is, he flies directly over my home every single day. Dozens of times a day, right over my bedroom. The purpose of doing this is to cause sleep deprivation. It's probably the same guy that's been harassing me. Alright, lost focus of him now. Here he is again. Now let's put all this into perspective. Let me lower the camera. There you go, right directly over my home. Don't know where he is now, but it doesn't matter. We got enough footage on him. I want these people charged with assault with a deadly weapon, attempted murder, harassment, everything you can get on them, okay? And this is where the guy comes out of, right over here over Josh Tree. And just so we're perfectly clear on where all these assaults are coming from, here's my front yard. I'm standing in my front yard. I'm facing south, easterly, but mostly south. You see that above the fence there's a water tank right there. Now, above the water tank you see a mountain range, and right above that mountain range there's the tank, and then there's a low mountain range, then there's a second mountain range, and there's a third mountain range. Well, on that second mountain range, directly over that tank, there's a crest, there's a road that goes up there. It's I believe it's White Feather Road, but I can't confirm that. And this is where the command post is, the lookout post where all these assaults originate from. I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm at 800x zoom. This is as most I can bring it in. Eventually I'll get spotting scopes and telescopes and other devices to help bring in where this location is, and we'll close in on them, and I want you to prosecute them. That's where all these attacks are originating from this command post with the Sheriff's Department, Fire, County San Bernardino. Okay? And then you can just get a nice view relative to my home. You can see the area now. Wesley Road we're looking at. That's Wesley Road, center of all this trouble. Now we're back again, and again, there's the water tank, and there's the mountain range behind it. Okay, stopping now. Go away. Okay, we have a helicopter coming over my home right now, and he turned off his lights. You can hear him, but you cannot see him. And he just had his lights on a minute ago. There we go. He's flashing again. Go away. There he is up here by the ridge. He's coming right over my home. Turned his light off so he can't be seen. He's flying directly over my home. He's right underneath the moon. There's a second one coming. They're both flying over my home. This is just more harassment. This is the United States Marine Corps.
Two of them flying over my home, 11 o'clock at night, harassing the neighborhood. United States Marine Corps. Well, here's our morning this morning. There he is. Got the sun coming up. Yeah, jets all over the place. We've got 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3 of them. This is awesome. Here comes the sun. That's my cat. Right on. That's really something.